Hello everyone and welcome to Rockstar Gaming. My name is Eric. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of a game that we have been talking about for quite a while here on the channel. To be exact, it's been somewhere around 639 days since we did our first video on this game. So today we are going to finally be unboxing Marvel United Multiverse. This is the newest core box in the United line that has been released, specifically from the third Marvel United Kickstarter. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and dive right into this. We already know what's going on in this box because we have talked about it a lot on the channel. There's a ton of different videos that we've done going through the entire Kickstarter. When we first started the channel, we basically launched this channel talking about this game. So that's why I'm very excited after nearly 2 years to finally dive into it and actually have everything in hand. We will be going over the expansions in future videos, so stay tuned to the end of this video and kind of see how we're going to be doing that. But let's go ahead and take a look at the core box right here. So on the cover right here, we've got all of our heroes and villains. We've got Captain Carter, Ironheart, new Spider-Man 2099, the Shuri version of Black Panther. We got the Mighty Thor, a hero version of Loki, Ghost Rider, God Emperor Doom, Immortus, Maestro, all these different characters right here. So that is going to be our box cover. On this side, we've got Doom and Ironheart over here, Doom and Ironheart over here. On the bottom, we've got Mighty Thor and Captain Carter, same on the top of the box. And then we've got the back of the box with all of our different stuff here. The fabric of reality is bursting at the seams as new threats emerge from all corners of the multiverse. Variants of the most dangerous supervillains reach out through space and time to seize power. But where powerful villains rise, so too do mighty heroes. They'll travel across dimensions in a desperate struggle to protect the innocent, face dire threats, and confront these villains once and for all. The fate of the multiverse hangs in the balance, with victory only possible if the heroes stand united. That is right. So this is what our box looks like right here, with all of our different heroes. We are going to get 6 new heroes, 1 anti-hero, and 3 villains in this one. So let's go ahead, get our knife out, and see what's going on. So as I said in the intro, I am very excited for this one. If you've been following the channel for any amount of time, you know, we did our very first campaign series of videos on this Kickstarter. We did a few videos early on talking about what could be in this campaign. We did our wish list videos, all of that kind of stuff. And then I basically, over the 3 weeks that this campaign was going on, covered basically every single Kickstarter update from beginning of campaign to the end of the campaign. It was very tiresome, but very worth it. And I know there's some of you watching this video right now who were watching back then, and I thank you guys for sticking around for almost 2 years. And yeah, so let's go ahead and whoop that right there. And finally, we've got our box right here. And then we do have this leaflet right here. I'm pretty sure this is basically just so that way if they did like alternate language version, everything, they can put it on the back there and everything. So we're not going to spend too much time on that. But let's go ahead and open up the box. Come on. Alright, there we go with that. So we've got that going on here. We will scan this later and see what the free CMON content is. And then we have our rule book. So our standard rule book right here, going over all of our different components right there. So the overview of the game, table of contents, component list, free achievement booklet PDF right there. So we've got that. I think we skipped some pages. Nope, we didn't skip any pages. We've got setup right here, winning and losing, villain turn. Basically, if you own any United game, this is going to be standard stuff throughout here. Let's see, we've got special effects, overflow, adding things to civilians, what to do on the hero turn, end of turn, location and turn effects, turn sequence, missions, all of that kind of stuff. Hero damage. We've got challenges. They got the moderate and the hard challenges. This is technically new, not necessarily new, but at the time this was new. But we have stuff in here going over equipment. I say it's not new because the Spider-Geddon box, which was, I think it was announced after this campaign was announced, has equipment in it, so we've already seen equipment in the unboxing of that one. But as we go through the series of this unboxing series of all of this stuff, we are going to see a lot more equipment in there. So this is all going over how equipment works over here. We've got additional rules talking about the anti-heroes, villain, delayed / accelerated, and vulnerable, all that kind of stuff. We do talk about super villain mode because this version of the game does come with the supervillain mode. I believe the cards that are in supervillain mode in here are the same ones that were in X-Men, or the same ones that were in Spider-Geddon. It's the ones that we will show in the stretch goal box that are different. So, but these are going to be, I believe, the standard ones for that. We'll take a look at it here in a little bit. And then we've got Commander Solo mode, which technically was introduced in this, but is shown first in Spider-Geddon. We have done a video on Commander Solo mode in Spider-Geddon. There's our rules summary right there. That is all of the components in Marvel United Multiverse right there as far as the rulebook goes. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the tokens that we get right here in the game. We do have a bunch of thugs. We do have our purple tokens right here. We've got our crisis tokens, our health tokens right there, and then we flip over and we got our civilians right there, and we've got our invulnerable here on this side. That's just what the other side looks like right there. On this one right here, we've got our wilds, our punches, we've got our movement, our heroic actions, we got a BAM going on here, we've got the accelerated, decelerated tokens right here, more of our invulnerable tokens right here, tons of Doom bots right there, as well as our Rick Jones right there. So there is that stuff right there. So we've got that going on. And then, let's see, then we've got the actual box right here. So we've got a nice, I don't know, this feels sturdier for some reason. The plastic insert, I don't know why, but this feels sturdier, the cover for all this. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we do not, I don't remember now that I'm thinking about on the past ones, there is definitely like plastic over these locations right here, whereas the villain dashboards and everything still have that white band, probably because of the main dashboard right there. So we'll kind of take a look at that here in a minute. Before we do that though, let's take a look at our cube. We've got this, put right there. We've got this black cube right here for the like villainous, like villain trackers and stuff like that. So got that going on there. So we got a new cube. Let's go ahead and open up these location tiles and see what we've got here. All right, so we've got this going on right here. And so I am not going to be able to pronounce the first one. Niflheim right here. So these do have additional effects, and I feel like the borders are different in this one. I'll have to check all the other games. I still have plastic in my hand. I'll have to check all the other games, but it does look like there's this like snowy almost looking effect on the sides of all the, I don't know if you can see it the way this camera is, but you can see that there's like an extra effect kind of on the edges, kind of giving it more of a border, and it's on all of them, so not sure what that was about. I don't remember seeing that, and I don't remember if that's on the actual game or not. I mean, the actual game, I mean all the other games. I'm not going to pause the video right now to check, but so this is going to be Niflheim right here. And then we are going to have Muspelheim right there. And then a not unpronounceable name. We got London right there. And then we've got Project Pegasus right here. And then we've got Kowloon, something like that. I'm not sure how to pronounce that properly. We got that one right there. And then United Nations headquarters. And then we've got the Alchemix headquarters right there. And then finally, we've got the TVA headquarters. So that is looking pretty nice there. So let's go ahead and take a look at our villains and everything. Or let's go ahead and look at the dashboards first. Or like, it's all the villain dashboards, but the main villain dashboard right here. This is just the traditional villain dashboard. So you can see that right there. Villain acts after every second hero card. Villain is now vulnerable to damage. And then finally, each hero draws 1 card. So that's normal right there. There's normal back on there. I think this is in every single Marvel United. So we don't need to spend too much time on that. This is going to be the new bread and butter right here. So we've got all of our different characters. We've got a Mortis with a special setup there, Emperor Doom there, Cosmic Ghost Rider, and then Maestro with his own special setup. Let's see, he uses the Rick Jones token, and then Immortus talks about set aside the Affinity Watch Assemble Master Plan card and place it on top of the deck. So there's that, and then cannot be played in team versus team mode. So there you go. We've got that. So got Maestro's villain card here. And then we've got Cosmic Ghost Rider right there with his track there. And then Emperor Doom, or God Emperor Doom, or whatever you want to call him, right there. And then finally, we've got Immortus right here. So that's going to be all 4 of our villain dashboards right there for us. And then let's go ahead and dive into cards. So got quite a few cards right here. And these cards, I think, are going to have not just stuff in it for this game, but for some of the other games. So we'll kind of get into that. And like I said, we got some pretty deep wells right here. Both these card stacks fit in the wells like that, with this one fitting, the equipment one fitting inside these smaller wells, and they're intending for you to use this well, I guess, for all of the tokens and whatnot. And if you sleeve the cards, you will have to do something else with tokens and whatnot, because my experience with the other Marvel Uniteds is that once you get these sleeve, you're basically going to fit all this in these 3 wells, and then yeah, not having room for tokens. So there is that to remember. So let's go ahead and take a look at our hero cards first. All right, there we go. We got the plastic off of it right there. And so we do have our cards for Mighty Thor. We've got our cards here for Cosmic Ghost Rider, for the Hero Loki, for the Black Panther Shuri, our new Spider-Man 2099. We've got Ironheart right here, and then Captain Carter right there. So let's go ahead in the order that they came out in and take a look at Mighty Thor. So we got Mighty Thor. We got some pretty nice artwork on all of her cards. Let's see, a bunch of movement, heroics, a couple double punches. We've got a wild and a double wild right there. And then we've got Mighty Thor with Mjolnir, 3 punches against a single target in your location. So she's got 2 of those, both with a movement. And then we've got teleportation, move to any location. You may bring any number of heroes in your location with you with a wild on it. And then energy redirection. All heroes in your location cannot take any damage until the beginning of your next turn. So we got that going on. So, and then next we've got Cosmic Ghost Rider, bunch of different, he doesn't have a, no, I was going to say he doesn't have that, like glass bubble over his head, and there's baby Thanos right there. I don't think I showed it off, but there's some artwork right there. There's baby Thanos artwork from Cosmic Ghost Rider, and there's some artwork right there from Mighty Thor, because I'm realizing I did not show off directly her, special effect cards. So anyway, we've got that going on. We've got a bunch of cool stuff for Cosmic Ghost Rider. We do have remote possession. At the end of your turn, you can instead use the end of turn effect of any single location with no threat, as if you were there. So there's a pretty cool one right there. And then we've got Cosmic Hellfire, defeat all thugs in your location. So that is pretty nice. And then Cosmic Villain Punishment, defeat one thug in your and both adjacent locations. And then finally we've got the Cosmic Penance Stare, double punch against a single target in your location. So that's going to be all of Cosmic Ghost Rider's cards. So that's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and go with Hero Loki. There's artwork on the back of his card for him. And then we will take a look at his cards. He's got some daggers and stabs going on right there. There's a call out to I think Thor: The Dark World, where he shapeshifts into Captain America for a few minutes. So we got that going on. Let's see, double wild, and then shapeshifting right there until the beginning of your next turn. When you take damage, you may redirect it to another hero or henchman at any location. So we've got that. And then Scepter, heroic action, or recharge your Scepter equipment at the end of your turn. So they're basically assuming you're going to be using equipment with this one. And then we've got Misleading, next villain turn. When the Master Plan card is revealed, you decide which location the villain moves to, ignoring the movement instructions on the card. So we got that. Is pretty nice right there. So let's go ahead and take a look at Shuri next. All right, and then Shuri right here. We've got Black Panther, Shuri right there. So there is the card for her. And then let's see here. Got some pretty cool artwork on here for that one. There is some shields going on right there, which looks pretty nice. There we go. And then we've got our 4 effects cards, which I think Loki only had 3, if I counted that correctly. And I did count that he had 12 cards. So we've got Gifted Strategist, reveal the top 2 cards of your Master Plan deck. You may either put one at the bottom of the deck or place them in any order. So we got that. Then we're going to have the Shielding card, draw 1 card, or treat the heroic action on this card as a wild and recharge your hard light shield equipment at the end of your turn. So again, talking about a lot of equipment, and we got 2 of those in here. Lab Genius, give 1 wild token from the pool to another hero. Then they draw until they have 3 cards in hand. So that is pretty cool right there. And again, this is the expansion that introduced equipment, so all these characters are for the most part going to have equipment in mind. You don't necessarily need to use the equipment, hence why like Shielding right here has draw 1 card or do the thing with the equipment. So they do have that contingency in there, so that way you're not necessarily dependent on using the equipment. So that's pretty cool. We've got Spider-Man 2099 right here. It does say 2099 original, so this is the original costume that he had. I think Marvel United 1 had that that more, I think that one had more white in it, whereas this one looks more like either navy blue or black. So there is that distinction right there. He's got some pretty cool artwork on his cards, and he's got Entangled Webs. Attach a stun token to a villain or henchman in your location. Next villain turn, their BAM is canceled and the token is discarded. So got that going on right there. And there's the back of his card too, so I keep forgetting to show those. Accelerated Vision, reveal the top card of the Master Plan deck right there. And then Talons and Fangs, just 2 punches right there, and 2 punches that only he can use. And then Spinnerets, as long as this card is face up in the storyline, if there are no movement symbols at the bottom of the 2 latest hero cards in the storyline, you may perform 1 free movement on this turn. So we got that. So that is pretty cool. So that's going to be his starting hand card right there. And then we've got Ironheart. So we got that one right there. And then this is a pretty cool card. I'm not going to show all the cards off, but that's pretty cool with the hologram and everything on there. I don't know too much about Ironheart necessarily. I know Tony was her AI for a while in the comics, or for a little bit in the comics, but I'm not sure about the who that other person is there. But let's see, yeah, some pretty nice cards right here. So we've got maximum firepower. You may discard 1 action token to double punch against a single target in your or adjacent location. Right there. And then Natalie, which I'm assuming is the AI, distribute 1 movement and 1 punch token from the pool among heroes. So there is that. And then 2 copies of Tech Genius. This turn you may treat heroics as wilds or gain 1 heroic token. So we've got 2 of those right there. And that is going to be everything for Ironheart. And then finally, we are going to have Captain Carter right here. So there she is, throwing her mighty shield right there. So we got quite a few cards. This one, I believe, is kind of almost looks like the box cover version of the card. So there is that. So looking very nice on here. And then we've got her special effects: resourceful, give 1 movement, heroic, or punch token from the pool to another hero. So we got that one, and there's the back of her card as well, in case you were wondering. And then shield throw, 2 copies, punch in an adjacent location, or recharge your Captain Carter's shield equipment at the end of your turn. So we've got 2 of those. And then finally, inspiring leadership, give 1 wild token from the pool to another hero. Then they draw 1 card. So it's a second character that basically is doing some inspirational stuff, giving you giving tokens and everything, and then allowing you to draw cards. So that is pretty cool. So we got some nice cards right there, nice characters and everything in that deck. Let's go ahead and take a look at our villains next, though, because as I have said many times about this game, villains are what essentially make the game, at least in my opinion. Heroes are great, having extra options to play as and everything is fantastic and all that stuff, but the villains are basically what make Marvel United in my mind. So we've got, let's see, Immortus right here, Emperor Doom here, we got Cosmic Ghost Rider making a return appearance right there, and Maestro right here. And then, as I said before, we got super villain cards, superhero cards, we've got the challenges, and then we've got just our regular clear thugs, all that stuff, clear threats, rescue civilians, all that stuff there. So we'll put all these off to the side and take a look at them in a moment. Go ahead and take a look at Maestro, or not Maestro, Mortis first. And he does have a starting master plan card. Infinity Watch, assemble, discard all thugs and civilians from Immortus' location. So we got that, and it's a 3 movement. So basically his starting hand is going to be to move on top of the heroes. So there is that. Let's go ahead and take a look at his, he's got a lot of cards with writing on them. Let's see, he's got 1 BAM that doesn't have anything on it right here. And then he's got messing with the timeline. Each hero takes all their face-up cards from the storyline, shuffles them, and places them at the bottom of their deck. Each hero takes all their face-up cards from the storyline, because there could be face-down cards for whatever reason, shuffles them, and places them on the bottom of their deck. So there's that, and he doesn't move when he does that one, so that's that. And then influencing events. It says here, each hero swaps their earliest and latest face-up hero cards in the storyline, so we got that going on. He's got 2 copies of that. Space Phantoms, until the next villain turn, heroes starting their turn in a location with any thugs must play their hero card randomly. So we've got that going on. And then we've got stopping the heroes, a few copies of that with different movements. Stopping the heroes, add 1 thug to every location except for Immortus' location. So there's a lot of that going on. It looks like 3 copies of that. And then we've got interfering with history. Each hero gives their action tokens to the hero on their right. For the rest of the game, heroes take their turns in counterclockwise order. Cool. And then delaying the heroes, add 1 civilian to every location except for Immortus' location. And then we get back to our starting hand card. He's going to have 6 threats. We've got a Nihilus right here, and I'm just going to hold these up. Not necessarily going to go through and read them all right here, but there's a Nihilus right there. We've got Yondu making an appearance from Marvel United 1 right there. We've got Star Fox right here, not the Nintendo character. And then we've got Captain Marvel. I knew it. I knew it. Right there. We've got an appearance by Silver Surfer from Fantastic Four right there. And then Tachyon Field Generator. As long as this threat is in play, heroes can place the last Thug, hero, or Thug, civilian, or threat token on the corresponding mission. They must discard it instead. So there is that, and that takes 4 heroics to deal with right there. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty tough. I don't think I grabbed the toughest one, but it sure seems like it. They definitely, I believe, stepped up the difficulty level a little bit since definitely Marvel United 1. Although you guys all saw those gameplays, so you know we stunk a little bit. Emperor Doom is going to be the next one. So he's got just every card saying stuff on here. What is it? Old school Marvel United? Basically, it was like 2 cards said one thing and 2 cards said another thing, and now I think we've got like almost everything says stuff. So rapid escape plan right here until the next villain turn. If any heroes enter Emperor Doom's location, immediately move Emperor Doom to the opposite location. So we've got that, and as you can see on the bottom, it's his Doombots right there, not thugs or civilians. So we've got that going on there. Ending World Hunger. Right there, Emperor Doom recovers 1 health for each location with 1 or more civilians. Can't go above starting values. So there is that. And then he's got Ending Crime, which turn all thugs in play into civilians. This does not affect Doombots. Right there. So we've got that going on. Advanced Doombots. Advanced Doombots. If Emperor Doom's in both adjacent locations, add 1 Doombot and place 1 crisis token on each Doombot that doesn't have one. So we've got that going on right there. We've got Ending Poverty, add 1 civilian to each location with any civilians. Right there. Looks like we've got at least 2 of that. And then End to All Wars. Both of these are a little bit different just because of what's on the bottom of the card, but the text is until the next villain turn, each hero must forfeit 1 available punch action on their turn. So that is going to be Emperor Doom's Master Plan deck right there. And let's go ahead and take a look at his threats. He's got 2 copies of Loyal Subjects of Doom right there. And then he's going to have 2 Doombots, deal 1 damage to 1 hero in each location with any Doombots. And then he's got 2 of those. And then we've got Purple Man and Namor. So Namor from, I believe, the Fantastic Four box. No, he was in the Stretch Goal box. That's what it was in Marvel United X-Men, because X-Men. And then we've got Purple Man from the current Marvel United Multiverse right there. So yeah, that's going to be all of Doom's cards. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Let's see here. Cosmic Ghost Rider, move clockwise to the next location with the most thugs. So we're going to have a lot of movement, not a lot of punching, kicking, all that stuff over here, meaning not a lot of specials. The only special looks like he's got is Cosmic Hellfire. Deal 1 unpreventable damage to each hero, then add 1 thug to every location. So we've got that going on right there. But yeah, glancing through here, we do not have any other written text on there, like no other like special effects on the cards. The most special of effects is that some of these have movement of move clockwise to the next location with the most villains. Or most thugs. So, and then regular movement cards in there. So that is going to be his cards right there. And then we've got his threats. No center shortage. If there are no thugs in this location, add 1 thug to it. So he's basically just going to put bad guys down right there. No center shortage. That's going to be the same thing. And then Innocence to Protect. So he's going to have 3 copies of that. So basically it's the same card with civilians there. So, but yeah, that is going to be Cosmic Ghost Rider. I'm not sure if he's supposed to be like the intro one, like, I can't even think who the intro ones are on the other game. Red Skull I've always considered the intro one in Marvel United 1, in Marvel United X-Men, not sure. So maybe Sabretooth, maybe Mystique, I'm not sure, not Magneto. Anyway, Maestro right here, move clockwise to the next location with the hero with the least cards in hand, so we're going to have a lot of that going on. Move counterclockwise to the next location with the hero with the least cards in hand. So we've got that going on right there. And then finally, Ruling Dystopia. Accelerate the next villain turn by 1 card. If Maestro is under pressure, remove from the game the top card from the Master Plan deck instead. So we've got 2 of those right there with different movements on them. And then he's going to have Unleash the Dogs. Put back in play 2 already cleared threats in the next 2 clockwise locations with no threats. So got that going on right there. That is going to be Maestro's Master Plan, and then we've got his stuff right here. So it looks like it's just 6 copies of Dogs of War. So Dogs of War deal 1 damage to 1 hero in this location on the BAM. So that is going to be his stuff right there. And that is going to be all the cards for Maestro. Again, let's take a look at this deck of cards. So we got the super villain cards and the superhero cards. The super villain mode was introduced in Marvel United X-Men. Again, like this is an example of the card. This is going to be your first core set, but that's the example of the cards right there. Again, I think these are the same ones. I have to go back and double check because I don't actually use supervillain mode much, but to where I can remember the cards. But there's a supervillain version of a card. So there is that. I do need to try it. Let me know down below if that's something you want us to try out here on the channel. And then again, right here, we've got the same 2 challenges, moderate and hard challenge, basically telling you to take out the single wild or the double wild in the game if you want to make things a little bit more interesting for you and your players. We already looked at the threat cards, so we've got all of that right there. Now, normally this would be the part of the unboxing of a Marvel United game where I'm like, hey, let's go ahead and take a look at the nice miniatures, but we have this other pack of cards right here that is not technically new to Marvel United anymore because Spider-Geddon had equipment cards as well, but this is the first time that they were actually mentioned, was during Multiverse and getting equipment. But the cool thing about this pack of cards is, you can see, we haven't opened it yet, but we've got Captain Carter's shield right here, so that's going to be Captain Carter's equipment card there. But if you look on the other side, we've got Wasp's suit right there. So as you can see, Wasp is not in this game. I'm pretty sure reasoning for this, and we'll take a look here in a minute, is I think all of the cards, all the equipment cards that are for characters, if I can open this up, and we'll verify what I'm about to say, but I believe all the equipment cards in here go to characters who are in some kind of retail box, meaning if you can buy the box from retail, they're in here. Now with stuff like, and we'll take a look here in a minute, but stuff like Spider-Ham in Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Ham is a Kickstarter exclusive figure, so I think he's going to be in another box somewhere that we'll get to at some point. But like Wasp and those characters are going to be in like Captain America's shield. I think a bunch of cards for Iron Man, Cyclops' visor, stuff like that. Those are all going to be in, like if they're in a retail box, it's all going to be in here. So let's go ahead and take a look. We're not going to take a look at all the cards necessarily. One of the things I have been wanting to see, because some of these cards we have seen, like we've seen this side of Captain Carter's shield. I'm not sure we've seen this side where it talks about, in a lot of cases, what the recharge criteria is. So like Captain Carter's shield, for example, use on your turn, punch an adjacent location, or use on a villain turn, ignore 1 damage dealt to any hero in your location. Then turn this face down, and then recharge at the beginning of your turn. Discard 1 action token to turn this face up. So we've got that going on. So all the basically recharge rules, I don't think we necessarily knew what those were. Shuri's Hard Light Shield recharge when you're KO'd, turn this face up, so it recharges when you KO. However, she has cards in her deck that recharge this if you're using them. So we've got that, but we've got Hellfire Chain and the Hellfire Cycle with, again, Baby Thanos on it. So who doesn't love a Baby Thanos right there? Who's a good little world destroyer, universe destroyer? You know, right there. We got Mjolnir for Mighty Thor, and it does say on them who it is for. On the side there, like specific characters, but we got Loki's Scepter, and then this is going to be one right here that is going to be interesting as well, but we've got 4 different equipments right here that are like body armor. This is just generic body armor right here, and how to recharge it. This is going to be equipment, so we've got body armor, communication device, airlift, and makeshift weapon right here, which makeshift weapon is a parking meter, I believe is what that is right there. But the body armor and all this equipment right here are generic equipment. So if you have somebody in the game, like one of the characters we don't have stuff for, let's see, we've got Loki, we've got Mjolnir, we've got our Mighty Thor, we've got Shuri. So yeah, so for like Ironheart and is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 6th one that I'm not seeing. Spider-Man 2099, which is weird because I thought he would at least have web shooters or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. But you can give them a generic equipment if you want to, so that way they can get some equipment benefit with the characters. And they do give you 2 copies of everything in here, so that way you can kind of mix and match with a bunch of different characters. We also do have an example of the battle plan cards that go with Commander Solo mode. So there's an example of that right there. I think you can have up to 2, if I'm remembering the gameplays I've done of it. I think you can have like 2 1s or 1 2 level card, because there's different levels of it, like right here, high mobility, right there. So, like I said, I think you can either have one of the blues or 2 of the yellows, and they give you the numbers on there for that. So yeah, that's how that goes. So we got the battle plan cards right there for Commander Solo mode. We do have gameplay up of Commander Solo mode of me very badly playing against Spot on the channel right there. So as far as other stuff goes, we do have other equipment right here for that. So I'm going to kind of just name stuff off. So we do have Ant-Man's suit from the core box, Hard Light Shield, and Spear of Bashinga for Black Panther from the Rise of Black Panther box. We've got Black Widow's batons from the core set, Captain America's shield from the core set, Cyclops' visor from the X-Men core, deck of cards for Gambit from X-Men Blue Team, web shooters for Ghost Spider from the End of the Spider-Verse box. We've got a few things for Iron Man right here. I'll show just one of them off with the recharge on the back, but that is going to be for Iron Man from the core set. We got Magneto's helmet from that game, X-Men United core. We've got the web shooters for Miles Morales and Peter Parker Spider-Man from that game, the End of the Spider-Verse, a space helmet and translator implant from Guardians of the Galaxy for Star-Lord, Mjolnir for Thor from the Tales of Asgard box, and then finally Wasp again from not the stretch goal box, but from the core set. So that is going to be all the different things. Again, these are a lot of cards here, so I don't want necessarily have to show them all off individually. So there is that. So yeah, we got all this different equipment. So if you own any of those other boxes, this is the equipment cards for those boxes. So if you are kind of on the fence about this and you want to enhance your other core boxes and other retail expansions you've gotten, that's where you get that from. If you have all in on the Kickstarter, you have all the other equipment too. But now is finally time. How long have I been recording? I've been recording for 41 minutes here, and we are going to finally get to the miniatures, the best part of a CMON, whatever. So let's go ahead and take a look at our characters right here. These look very nice right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at Captain Carter right there with her mighty shield right there. And then we've got our hero version of Loki. Loki is a villain in Tales of Asgard box. So instead of basically coming out with an anti-hero and having basically like two kind of villain versions of him, we do have a straight hero with all the timey-wimey stuff going on between this and then what most people are going to know as like from the Loki TV show and whatnot. Basically means you can have this version of Loki fight the other version of Loki. So you got that going on for you, which is always nice. Options are always good. Then we've got Mighty Thor right here with Mjolnir right there. So that is looking pretty cool right there. And then we've got Spider-Man 2099. Again, this, I didn't read much the 2099 stuff when I was a kid, but like this was what I remember seeing like at the comic shops back in like the late 90s or mid late 90s, whatever it was, this version of Spider-Man, as far as Spider-Man 2099 goes. So that is pretty cool to have a like the old school version of the character represented as well. Then we got our Black Panther right there, Shuri. And this box definitely has a lot of capes in it, so that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and finish off our last hero here with Ironheart. So that looks pretty nice right there. And then let's jump over to our anti-hero, since it's still talking about heroes here. Got Cosmic Ghost Rider. And does he have... No, I didn't think he did. I was wondering if he had Cosmic. Wonder if he had Baby Thanos on him, but he does not. So there is Ghost Rider. Pew 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 pew. Oh, there you go. So there is Ghost Rider right there. And then let's go with Maestro next. He is a very big boy Hulk right there. Looking pretty cool. I like it a lot. So, yeah, is that his hair? Yeah, that's his hair flowing in the wind. It just looks like, I don't know what that looks like on the side from over here, but yeah, that's his hair just flowing there. And then let's go ahead and take a look at Immortus right here, floating on some rocks. Right there, looks very, very nice. And then finally, let us take a look at Emperor Doom, like hefty boy right here because of the throne. So, well, I gotta say, I think Immortus might be my favorite one of this bunch. Doom looks pretty cool. The fact that he's on the throne though makes it look a little weird. Hero wise, I mean, I'm gonna probably be torn between 2099 and Mighty Thor. I probably will say that. I said that. I don't know why I said I probably will say that. I just said it. But yeah, that is going to be that. So that is going to be everything component-wise, everything like that in Marvel United Multiverse core box. So we've got that going on. Be on the lookout for more unboxings for Multiverse. Like I said, we've got all of it in. So we did the whatever the Omniverse pledges, so I will be unboxing that over the course of the next week on the channel. More than likely, just to warn you guys, I will probably be doing the Galactus box on its own. All the accessories will be on their own, meaning like all the accessories will be in one video. So there'll be their own video on there, and the stretch goal box will probably be its own video as well. The only thing I'm not sure about doing yet is going to be the individual expansions. With Galactus, there are 8 expansions to this game, so I'm still debating on whether or not to do them all as like one giant video, or to split it up between 2 videos, or just to do one video for each one of them and give them their time to shine, kind of like we're doing with the core box right here. So if you have an opinion on that, go ahead and comment down below, because again, I am very excited about sharing all this stuff with you guys. I just want to make sure to give it the justice that it deserves. With the, you know, like I said, this is the game that started the channel, so it does hold a special place in my heart. So if you have any comments about possibly how to present the expansions, let me know down below. Might just go ahead to keep it consistent with the other videos we've done in Marvel United to just do their own videos, but let me know you guys' opinions down below. If you do want to know when any of those videos are going to be out, go ahead and hit the notification bell so that way you are notified when those videos are released. If you have not already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that way we can continue to have growth on the channel and all of that stuff. And I think that is it. So I have been Eric. This has been Rockshire Gaming. This has been the core box for Marvel United Multiverse, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.